Hello friends, hope you have enjoyed the previous video and you are really sinking in this code structure. Once again, I am very glad that you could join in once again here for this video, and this is the second tutorial video for the data analytics fundamental series. And let's watch this video. In this video today, we're gonna talk about the characteristics of big data, and one of the very prime component of data analytics, which is 4V concept, gonna be discussed here. Stay tuned and enjoy the video. All right. Now, while talking about data, there are certain specific characteristics what all of us will be looking for if I have to talk about something which is called a big data. Now, let us try to understand and realize what are the characteristics of a big data. And I'm going to call this as big data characteristics. Primarily, big data characteristics are classified into two categories. One is called the research perspective, and the second one is called practitioner or industry perspective. The researchers look into the big data in a different approach, and the practitioners or the people who work in data science industry takes a look into the big data from a different perspective. Now let us try to go ahead and see how the researchers have listed the characteristics of big data, and subsequently we'll also go ahead and see what are the characteristics of big data from a practitioner perspective. Let's see. Firstly, from the research perspective, there are primarily three characteristics. The first one is called volume of the data. The second one is called complexity of the data. And the third one is called speed of the data. Let us understand these components one by another, and then probably we're going to take an example and see how does that make sense as a characteristics for big data. Now the volume of the data is a very straightforward notation here, which significantly says size of the data, how big the data is. Now eventually there can be multiple classifications what people say as a volume of a data. Probably down the line, if I go back 15 years, 20 years, I will be knowing that 128 MB was considered to be a very high volume of a data, because that was one of the pen drive what I could have and got it imported from abroad, which was not available in India for any purchase. And this kind of storage was very expensive, and it was considered as a legacy or and kind of an elegant thing to have. Of course, back in my student days, this pen drive was one of my prime showpiece in front of my other friends. Anyways, however, if I take a look now, any device or any storage device which is less than 2 terabyte, usually we don't consider them as any form of benefit while storing the data. Now, while talking about this 2 terabyte, usually you'll find out the medium range laptops or desktop computers giving the storage capacity of 2 terabytes. And this is kind of a mid-range computers, what I'm talking about. Now, if I talk about the servers, I can always go forward and find out thousands of petabyte of storage. And if at all I don't have a network solutions which gets me at least 1000 petabyte of storage, then that is not considered as a proper storage server. That means this component as a storage in terms of size always varies. That means the volume of the data, what actually we are talking about, it not in terms of the size. It means something else. What that could mean then, if it's not size? If I consider one element or attribute called employee, all of us have remembered this particular entity, employee entity, from any of our database courses. At some point of time in our career, we might have taken a course called employee, or sorry, database, and in that we must have encountered something called employee table or employee entity. Now this employee entity in different databases, the number of attributes possible for that varies from 12 to 20 attributes. That means if I have to elaborate employee, or if I have to describe employee, I have to be dependent on this 20 or at least 12 attributes. Now, this defines the size or the volume of the data. It's not only in terms of the storage capacity, also how many attributes are required to explain each and every component of your data. Down the line in this particular course, you will also learn that every data what you store in big data or in form of a big data always cannot be described with a fixed set of attribute like this. Most of the time it is unstructured. So when we address that particular topic discussion in our course, we'll try to take a look into that. Now coming to the second component, what we call complexity of the data. So how complex is your data? Now here the word complexity defines the data structures. Now whether the data structure what we are using, what is the format for that, from which source I have taken the data and everything. So that means the data structure or the data types, whatever we are using, that plays a major role in defining the complexity. And at the same point of time, the formats as well. Assuming that there are multiple data types which are available for us. For instance, I can always have some primitive data type, and I can have always some complex data types. For example, the primitive data types can be classified as integer, character, float, whereas these complex data types are nothing but object types. So if at all majority of my data are relying on a complex data structure, then definitely the complexity of the data is significantly high. Finally, coming to the third characteristics, it's called the speed of the data, or in what speed the data is actually getting increased, or the velocity of the data rather. Now, it is to be understood that there can be data collection from various sources, and that can be real-time, that can be periodical. If the data is getting collected in the real time using real-time devices, and the data is always getting collected, the time is always. That means this particular data in very less amount of time can grow very, very high. And that defines the speed of data creation. So these three are the characteristics how a researcher would represent something called big data. Now, coming to the next component, which we call the practitioners or industry characteristics. From the industry perspective or practitioners perspective, the big data characteristics can be represented as 4V characteristics. What are those 4 V's? The first V defines velocity. The second V defines variety. The third V defines veracity. And the fourth V defines value. Now let us understand this component very, very carefully. How does I define the velocity? Once again, the velocity meaning and the speed in the previous case is exactly the same. The velocity is nothing but how fast the data is increasing. The variety defines which all format of the data can be accumulated. Further, the veracity. So how does this veracity implies and what does this mean? The meaning of the word veracity is accuracy. That means how accurate is my data when it is getting collected. And then finally, the last component, which is called value, is nothing but how important this data is for my business. Now, let us take a very quick example and try to realize these 4 parameters. Assuming that I have one bank called ABC Bank. And this particular bank keeps a track of all customer information when they visit an ATM or makes any purchase using the debit card. So what all information I can actually gather? I can always gather the information that at what time, the timestamp, the customer made the purchase or used the ATM, location, amount spent, and so many others. Now let us try to figure out when I go ahead and try to understand the velocity of the data, how does that looks like? At what speed the data is getting collected? We can easily assume that if at all there are 3 million customers and every customer use this particular card or the ATM at twice a day, and there are 7 days a week, and that can happen for 4 weeks a month and for 12 months a year, then I can understand at what speed the data is actually getting collected. And finally, from that, I can also understand what gonna be the size of the data. So this is how we can go ahead and figure out what is the velocity. The second category goes as variety. Now, in this case, in case of ABC Bank, the data is mostly a textual data. But what happens if at all, when the person visits the ATM system takes a image or a photograph of the person who is accessing the ATM for security purposes or later for non-violations of the security features. So then I'll be having two components here. One is a text, another one is an image. What if when actually taking this data or using that ATM card, there is a special kind of card reader which will take the purchase forward, needs a fingerprint. So I'll be needing a biometric information for that as well. That means now I'm not only collecting text, I'm collecting image, and also I'm collecting biometric information, which can be in form of an image or in form of a text. Finally, I'll be also interested to understand what is the veracity of the data. That means how accurate the data is. Now, this data is actually getting collected from a real-time device and or a card ATM or a card reader. That means this data is expected to be very, very accurate. If at all there are some problems in these card readers or in the ATM machines and which can corrupt the data, then this data eventually cannot be used for making any decisions. So obviously that data is of no use and cannot be considered under big data. And then finally, the value of the data. So now I have this complete information collected. I know at what time, at which location, how much amount has been spent by the user. So what I can basically do, I can use this one for fraud detection. I can use this data for promotion. I can use this data for planning of future financial goals, where I will be able to identify if at all I want more people to manage the ATM devices, how frequently I should be filling up the ATM devices, or in which all areas customers are using the card where there is no specific card readers available. That means the card readers are from a different bank where my customers supposed to pay some additional amount, or the shop owner or as a bank, we have to pay some additional amount to go ahead and make the transactions. So my business decisions also can be taken on that. Now, if at all I find out for this particular data, customer information while making ATM transactions or using the debit card can have all these parameters available with me, then obviously we are going to consider this data and we'll be calling this data as big data. So now there are two categories, classifications. Let us quickly summarize. The first category, which is by the researchers, where the researchers actually define the data into three parameters or with the help of three parameters, where we call them volume, complexity, and speed. Whereas the industries or the practitioners consider the big data in terms of 4 V's, which are called velocity, variety, veracity, and value. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and your learning gonna be sufficient on this particular topic. That's what I believe. And please don't forget to like this video, share this video with other fellow learners who wanted to learn as much you want. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.